All right, so you're putting money away in your 401k every month. But have you ever stopped to wonder if there are hidden costs or downsides you need to know about?
That's exactly what we're diving into today. We'll be looking at fees and performance and even some alternative options.
We'll also be getting insights from some investing legends like Warren Buffett and Jack Bogle.
We've got a ton of research and data to unpack, so let's get started.
So 401ks are kind of the default for retirement savings, but they're cracked up to be.
Right. For a lot of people, it's just automatic. They sign up and never really think twice.
Okay, so let's break it down. For someone who's totally new to this whole 401k thing, how would you explain it?
So basically, it's a special savings account just for retirement. You put money in, it gets invested, and hopefully grows over time.
Okay.
And the cool part is you don't pay taxes on that growth until you retire.
Makes sense.
Plus, a lot of employers offer a match, which is basically free money.
Ooh, free money. That sounds pretty good. But they say there's no such thing as a free lunch.
Mhm.
What are some of the downsides we need to be aware of?
Well, for one, your investment choices might be limited.
Limit have how?
Your 401k might only offer a handful of funds, mainly stocks. What if
Yeah.
you're interested in real estate or international markets?
You're kind of stuck,
Exactly. You're limited to what they offer.
like a restaurant with a fixed menu.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the issue of liquidity, which is how easy it is to access your money.
Right.
Say you need $10,000 for an emergency. You might have to pay a penalty to withdraw that money early.
Ouch.
Yeah, like a 10% penalty plus taxes on top of that.
So you could lose $1,000 just for accessing your own savings.
Exactly. It's a big hit when you need the money the most.
Wow. Okay. Let's talk about fees. Everyone always whispers about 401k fees. But how bad can they really be?
Oh, those fees can really eat into your savings over time.
Really?
You might see like a 1% fee and think it's no big deal.
Right.
But on a $100,000 balance, that's $1,000 every year.
It's a lot.
And over 30 years, that adds up to $30,000. Just gone.
Wow. So it's like a small leak that slowly drains your retirement fund?
Exactly. You're losing money without even realizing it.
Okay. So you mentioned that these fees can be kind of hidden.
Yeah.
What are some of the ways they sneak up on us?
Well, there are administrative fees, which cover the cost of running the plan.
Okay.
And then there are investment fees, like expense ratios, which can be high, especially for actively managed funds.
Got it.
And then there's something called revenue sharing, where fund companies pay kickbacks to the 401k provider.
Kickbacks.
Kickbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And guess who ends up paying for that?
So there's this whole system built around fees, and we're the ones funding it.
It's something to be aware of.
Okay, so we're contributing money, maybe paying high fees, and we might even get penalized for taking out our own money. But the big question is, do 401ks actually help us build a secure retirement?
That's a great question. And unfortunately, the answer isn't always straightforward.
Meaning,
Research actually shows that mutual funds in 401ks often underperform the broader market
really?
by an average of 3.6% every year.
So every year you're potentially missing out on gains.
Exactly.
Wow. So what's going on here? Is it just bad luck, or is something else at play?
Well, part of it is that 401ks often lack access to the most efficient investment options like low-cost index funds.
Ah, I see.
And even those target date funds, which are supposed to be simpler, often have higher fees and don't necessarily perform that well.
So even the people managing these plans have doubts about how effective they are.
Yeah, a recent survey found that 57% of plan sponsors are concerned about their investment options.
Wow, that's pretty alarming. Okay, so we've uncovered some serious concerns with 401ks. Limited choices, lack of liquidity, those pesky fees, and even the potential for underperformance. But before we ditch the 401k altogether, are there any situations where they still make sense?
Absolutely. The employer match is a huge benefit. It's essentially free money. And for some people, the convenience of automatic payroll deductions makes it easier to save consistently.
So we need to be smart about it, not just passively contributing.
Exactly. You got to be proactive.
Okay, but what if we're ready to explore other options? What are some alternatives that might offer more flexibility and potentially higher returns?
Let's dive into that world of alternatives right after this quick break. Welcome back. So before the break, we were talking about some of the downsides of 401ks, but the good news is you're not limited to just one option.
That's right. We've got choices. So what are some of those alternatives? What can we explore for more flexibility and better returns?
It's kind of like building a house. You wouldn't use just one material, right? You'd want a mix of wood and concrete and maybe some steel for support.
So it's all about diversification.
Exactly. You want a strong and diverse financial foundation.
Okay, so what are those building
Well,
blocks?
first off, let's maximize what you've already got. If your employer offers a match, definitely contribute enough to get that full match.
Free money.
Exactly. But don't stop there.
No.
IRAs are a great option. Individual retirement accounts.
Okay, IRAs, I've heard of those.
You've got a couple choices there. Traditional and Roth, they each have different tax advantages.
Can you break that down for us? When would I choose one over the other?
Sure. Think of it like paying taxes now versus paying them later. With a traditional IRA, you get a tax deduction up front, but you pay taxes when you withdraw the money in retirement.
Okay.
With a Roth IRA, you contribute after-tax dollars, but your withdrawals are tax-free in retirement.
Got it. So it's like choosing between paying the cover charge at the beginning of the night
Yeah.
or paying for your drinks as you go.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
What if I'm self-employed? Can I still use an IRA?
Absolutely. There's a special type of IRA called a solo 401k just for self-employed folks.
Cool.
It has higher contribution limits, and you can even take loans from it if you need to.
Andy.
And then for small business owners, there are SEP IRAs and simple IRAs.
Lots of acronyms to keep track of.
I know, right? But basically, a SEP IRA is good for simple administration, and a simple IRA allows for employer matching.
So there's an IRA for just about everyone.
It seems like it.
All right, we've got 401ks, we've got IRAs. What else is out there?
Don't forget about good old-fashioned taxable investment accounts.
Right.
They might not have the same tax benefits as retirement accounts, but they offer something even more valuable.
What's that?
Flexibility.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
No contribution limits and no penalties for early withdrawals.
So that's good for those unexpected expenses or maybe even early retirement.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got a three-pronged approach here. Max out that 401k, match, diversify with IRAs, and add in the flexibility of a taxable account.
That's a great start.
But it feels like we're missing something.
You're right. We've talked about saving, but there's another piece to the puzzle.
What's that?
Income generation.
So it's not just about cutting back, it's also about bringing in more money.
Exactly. Relying solely on frugality can be exhausting.
It's true.
Why not explore ways to boost your income? How do we do that?
That's where it gets exciting.
Yeah.
You could start a side hustle or look into real estate investing. Even a small rental property can generate passive income.
I like passive income.
Or invest in yourself. Learn new skills that can lead to a higher paying job.
So many possibilities.
Exactly. It's about being proactive, creating your own opportunities.
Instead of waiting for that raise or promotion.
Right. Remember, financial independence isn't about deprivation. It's about empowerment. It's about having the resources to design a life you love on your terms.
I love that perspective. It makes it feel so much more achievable.
It is achievable. It just takes a plan and a little effort.
Okay, so we've laid out a pretty comprehensive blueprint for financial independence, but I'm sure some people are feeling a little overwhelmed. Where do we even begin? How do we actually put all this into action?
It's like you've got all the ingredients for a delicious meal, but you need a recipe to put it all together. So what's our recipe for financial success? Okay, so we've got all these ingredients, but we need a recipe. So what's the secret sauce for financial success?
Well, the first step is actually pretty simple. It's knowledge.
Knowledge is power,
Right.
right? But where do we even start? What do we need to know to make smart decisions about our money?
It's kind of like building a financial toolbox. You need to understand the basic tools. How does compound interest work?
That's the one that makes your money grow like magic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what are the different types of investment accounts? How do they fit into your plan? Why is diversification so important?
Okay, so it's about understanding the why behind the what.
Exactly. Once you've got those tools in your toolbox, then you can start building.
So how do we start building?
You need a blueprint. Take a look at your current financial situation. What's your income? What are your expenses? What assets do you have? Any debts?
So it's like taking inventory before you start renovating.
Precisely. You need to know where you stand before you can start making changes.
Okay, got it. So once we have a clear picture of our finances, what's next?
Now it's time to set some goals. What do you want to achieve? Travel the world. Start your own business. Retire early.
Ooh, early retirement sounds nice.
Right. Those dreams might seem far off, but they'll guide your decisions today.
So we're setting those big, hairy, audacious goals.
Exactly. But how do we turn those dreams into reality?
That's the million-dollar question.
That's where a financial plan comes in. It's your personalized roadmap to financial independence.
A roadmap. Okay, I like that analogy.
It outlines your income, your expenses, your savings goals, and your investment strategy.
So it's like a GPS for our money.
Basically. It helps you stay on track and reach your destination.
But what if we hit a detour? What if we need some help along the way?
That's totally normal. You don't have to be a financial expert to succeed. There are resources available to help you.
Like what?
A financial advisor can provide personalized advice, answer your questions, and help you create a plan that's tailored to your specific needs.
So like a financial co-pilot.
Exactly. They can help you navigate the complexities of the financial world.
Okay, but how do we choose the right advisor? There are so many out there.
The most important thing is to find an advisor who is a fiduciary.
A fiduciary. What's that?
It means they're legally obligated to act in your best interest, not their own.
Okay, that's important.
They should also be transparent about their fees and their investment philosophy.
So we're looking for someone who's on our team, not just trying to sell us something.
Exactly. You want someone you can trust.
Right. But with all the different financial products and strategies out there, it can feel like you need a PhD in finance to make the right decisions.
Here's the thing. Financial independence isn't about complexity. It's about consistency and discipline.
Keep it simple.
Exactly. Focus on the fundamentals. Save regularly, invest wisely, and minimize unnecessary expenses.
So no need to chase the latest investment fad or try to time the market.
Nope. Just stick to the basics.
Back to basics. Got it. But even with the best plan in the world, it can be tough to stay motivated. Are there any tips for staying focused and avoiding those moments of doubt?
Don't underestimate the power of community. Surround yourself with people who support your goals.
Like a financial support group.
Exactly. Join online forums, attend workshops, or start a money club with friends.
So we can all learn and grow together.
Right. Sharing knowledge and experiences can make a big difference.
I love that. All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive into 401ks and financial independence, what's the most important takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
The journey to financial independence might seem long and challenging, but it's a journey worth taking. Start by taking small steps. Educate yourself, seek guidance when needed, and celebrate your progress along the way.
Awesome advice. It's not about reaching some arbitrary number. It's about creating a life you love.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We hope you feel empowered to take control of your financial future.
Remember, the journey starts with a single step. What step will you take today?
That's a great question for us all. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.